You guys, I just received my package from Mosaic Tile Outlet, and this is part of a collaboration that we'll be working on with them. And here is the mystery package. This is part of a small project that we're going to be doing called a love pot. It is a gardening project, and I'm sure that you all are going to love it. Alright, let's see what we have inside the package. Oh, wow, look at that. Beautiful. Just gorgeous. Look at that. I can already see the flower pot taking shape. And these are some of my favorite colors, so this is absolutely wonderful. The colors here. I'm just gonna take a look at it. It's called Modern Mini Beige, Orange, and Glossy Glass. Beautiful. Alright, and we have the second part of our project here. Oh, look, I see a beautiful blue already. Look at that. Oh, I love it. It is called the Modern Trapezoid Blue Glass, and it is gorgeous. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun with this project. Look at that, guys. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, one good thing that you can do with this tile is you can order more than just 1 or 2 pieces like I've done here. I'm doing a smaller project, but of course these kind of shape would be great for your tile projects, for large tile projects like backsplashes and even just wall areas or anything that you have that you need to add some pop to. So let's take a look at this one. It is called Dark Brown Glass Mosaic. And just look at it. This is gorgeous. Let's put them all 4 together and see how well they look. Oh, look at that, guys. This is going to be such a great project. Now, keep in mind, I'm doing a Bohemian style flower pot, but all 4 of these are high quality tiles. They're thick. The design is very meticulously made so that you can see that the tile actually has a pattern to it, and it's not muted or looking glossy, or I mean not glossy but cloudy, like how you see some headlights look. You're not getting that at all with this look. So that's what I love, and we are going to have some fun. So stay tuned for part 2 of this video. This was the unboxing video for Mosaic Tile, our project that we're going to be working on, a Bohemian style flower pot, and you're going to be amazed by what we do with this flower pot. So the search is on now for the perfect flower pot for this project. Now here's the kind of service that I love from a company. It's a personalized letter from one of the owners. It says, thought I'd send you a quick note and say thank you. That doesn't get any better than that, does it? For today's project, we are going to make a Bohemian style flower pot using these 4 gorgeous tiles from Mosaic Tile Outlet. And if you haven't seen the IGTV story, then you need to check it out so you can get the scoop on all of these. Here are our tiles that we'll be using for today's project, which is going to be making a simple, easy DIY flower pot using these tiles from Mosaic Tile Outlet, and this is part of their Spanish tile collection, which works perfectly with the Bohemian theme. What I'm going to do with the tiles is you want to make sure that each one has an equal amount of tile pieces for each, because the pot isn't that big, so we don't want the tiles all over the place, because then it's going to look really weird. So we're going to do our pattern before we even get started. So let's do that. I mean, for example, this tile here, you can easily see that you can break it up into 4x4s and it'd pretty much be even. Or even, you can do them even smaller. You can do 3x3s, which, yeah, that looks like that's going to be better. You can do this, these are in 3x3s, and have equal amounts of blocks for each one. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut this into 3x3s. Okay, now we have the first set of tiles ready to go. See, they're cut up perfectly. That looks cute, and we're going to have lots of them to put on our flower pot, which has lots of space, so this is a good thing. Our next block has larger tiles, so we're going to want to cut these up into 4x4s. Or, let's see, wait, no, 3x3s, sorry. They're 3x3s too, they're just larger, so they're going to complement our little guys perfectly. I can see all kinds of fun things we can do with this. Let's get started and do that part. Alright, so this group is a little bit different. It has an odd number of pieces to it, so you're going to want to count all of them. I already did, there are 13, but here's the good thing. They break up evenly into good even spots, so you have 1 tile, 2, 3, 4 tiles for our 4-sided flower pot. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these up. Right, so here we are, the finished product here. So there we go. We have 4 tiles ready for our 4 greenies. See, you want to get your pattern together before you actually get started on the project, because once you start gluing, you're glued. You're screwed and you're glued. So you don't want to be trying to do a pattern after you're done. So you can see that this is going to work out really well. Alright, now, the debate for me has been where to add this guy. Really careful, because I don't want to break it. This one only has 3 pieces, as you can see. So, if you notice with my blue tile, the Mediterranean blue one I like to call, it has 4 pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the brown ones off one side. Now, my flower pot is brown as it is, so that's going to be okay. I'm using the brown tiles to highlight the richness of the flower pot and bring it out, and that's just my personal preference. You might want to use the brown tiles as like a stand for your pot. You can also do that. You can use them on either side. I'll show you that before I actually begin cutting up the tiles, or after I cut up the tiles, so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, next you want to have some fun and some big kid fun, big kid puzzle fun, and actually put your pieces together in the pattern that they're going to be looking like. See, this is what our flower pot is going to have on it. And do you see the pattern and the way it's working out? It looks really darn good, doesn't it? I mean, that's just really a great collection, and this is easy DIY that anyone can do. Now, the one thing you don't want to do is take your mesh off the back, and because this flower pot is so dark you won't see it, but an option for handling the mesh on the back of the pieces is to put caulking or grout in between them, which is a lot more advanced and it's going to be more time consuming, but it would look really good. We're not going to do that for this project, but that is an option if you don't want the little netting to show. The netting's fine. You won't see it once we get the pieces glued on. The clear glue that we're using is going to cover those, so you'll see when we get to that part. Okay, so now that we have cut the pieces up, I have arranged them, and right there is our super cute little flower pot that I got for $4 from Home Depot. I'm gonna put it down there so you can see it. It's not anything fancy, but it does have a really rough edge, which is going to make the securing of the glue on the back of the tiles a lot better and more secure. So that's a good thing. But you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. You can get whatever flower pot you like, but for this one I got a 13-inch plastic resin flower pot that mimics a bronzed patina, And that's going to be perfect for this because the dark sides, the dark color is going to help hide the netting. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply our DAP to the project now, the backs of the tiles and the flower pot that we found, and we're going to have some big kid fun. So I'm going to go do that while you arrange your tiles in the same way that I've done here. See, let me give you a good close-up view of what we did. And you notice there's the one with the 4 pieces. There's no brown one on this side. And even though the brown is almost the same color as the pot, it's going to look really good with the project. So we might have to trim the edges of that one a little bit, but it's going to look great. So let me go get busy doing that part. Alright, so the fun part has begun. We have started securing the bonding rather the brown tile to, which is our largest tile in this row, to the flower pot. And that's where you want to start. You want to start in the middle because that helps you to line everything up. And this is the largest tile. The largest tile should be in the middle on each side. We know that we don't have 4 brown tiles, so one side is only going to have the blue tile, and that will be our middle focal point. Okay, so you want to start with the middle tile because what I believe is going to happen with this is we're going to end up shifting some. So like the smaller sides of the flower pot, for example, might only be able to have maybe 2 or 3 tiles. So we're going to have to see how that works out. But start with all your middle pieces on all 4 sides, and then we'll come back and your focal piece rather on all 4 sides, and then we'll come back and we'll start securing the decorative pieces. Wow, look at that, everyone. Now all of a sudden our flower pot just looks like $1 million piece, doesn't it? I mean, when you look at it now, you see the tiles. Now this one was hanging off just a little. I probably could have slid this one over. I should have laid them all out first before securing my middle piece, so don't do that. Make sure you place your middle focal piece first before gluing. Make sure they all are going to fit on. Now, I could have left off some, but I want mine to really be really fun and vibrant. So I didn't leave off any of the tiles at all. And I want this blue one on every side because with so many big pieces, the side of this flower pot, I'm not going to lift it because that side isn't dry yet. The side of this flower pot isn't going to hold all of them. So the small sides are going to have the blue tiles on them. I want the blue tiles on every side because they're my favorite, and because the pot is brown and they really bring an element of coolness and water to the design. So that's why we're going to use the blue tiles on each side. So I'm going to go back and finish the other sides and then come back and show you the complete project. While we have the pot on its backside up drying, I thought I'd go ahead and give you a full aerial view of it. It's so pretty. Look at that. Okay, let's walk around to the other side. Look at that side. Looks really good. And when this baby dries, give it about 24 hours to dry, and before messing with it too much, because that's what the DAP manufacturer recommends, and I know from experience in doing these things that that's going to be the best amount of time to take for it to get dry. So we will dry it and take some pictures of it. Here, my friends, we have the completed project. It came out so good. Look at it, isn't it gorgeous? This is our Bohemian style flower pot in the flesh. Look, it came out so pretty. All of the tiles complement each other. I got all of my blue, pretty Mediterranean blue. I had to stagger it and change the design a little bit at the end, but as you can see, it worked out really well. Yeah, some tips and pointers while you're doing this. I would suggest doing one side at a time and letting each side dry at least 30 minutes before you move it to another side and start working on it, because it got to be a little tricksy after a while. But this is our flower pot, and thank you for taking the time to join us, and we will have fun again with another one in the near future to come.